All right, a good Wednesday evening to everybody. We've been tracking lots of heavy rain and lightning right now across the metro, and I wanted to hop on and give you an update on this. We do not have any flood warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. What's happening, though, is we have several big outdoor events right now across parts of the metro. We have a big concert going on at COTA. That is currently in a weather and lightning delay. We also have Austin FC right now, which is trying to get a game in at Q2. That game was scheduled to have first kick at 8 p.m. It is also currently in a lightning delay. So we wanted to update you on the weather situation and talk about when some of this heavy rain and lightning could move away. Okay, so here's what the radar looks like right now. Lots of heavy rain across the metro. I've been watching this on our tower cam roll in with not just heavy rain, but lots of lightning. And again, that has been causing the delays with a lot of these outdoor events. So let's start now for COTA. This is, again, an area where we have a large outdoor concert going on right now. And the good news is we do have some lightning strikes. I'm going to take this full so I can look in close at the radar. There is a lightning strike right now. Let me measure this out just a few miles away from COTA, but the heaviest rain is pulling away. So there we go. That lightning strike is about 2 miles away from COTA. And with most of these big outdoor venues, it's got to be at least 10 miles away before you can even think about getting things started back up. So we're not to that stage yet for the concert goers at COTA, but again, the rain is not as heavy as what it was earlier. And as this moves to the north, we should start to see that lightning taper off with it. And hopefully, I just checked in the latest reports we have. They have not canceled the concert. Hopefully, I mean, it's not going to be a great night for it, but hopefully we can get the lightning out of here and they'll be able to resume that activity. So heavy rain right now downtown Austin, stretching into North Austin up here close to the station. And now heavy rain is moving in at the Domain. There is not a ton of lightning right now immediately over the Domain, but heavy rain is moving in. And again, the threshold is normally about 10 miles for these big outdoor gatherings where they have to get everybody indoors, and there's just not a great way to do it at a big stadium like Q2 where you have 20, 30,000 people trying to get under the concourse and get out of the elements there. So heavy rain is moving into the Domain right now. The good news, though, is I've seen a big decrease in the lightning over the past 10 minutes. Again, for the soccer games, it's not great for fans, but theoretically they can play these games when there's rain falling. What they can't do is do it when there's lightning. And the lightning is decreasing now as these storms are weakening a bit. But again, there's still going to be heavy rain here for at least for the Domain. We're still looking at least another 30 minutes or so here as this is lifting to the north. But outside of this, on the bigger picture, if you're watching us across the hill country, we do have rain right now over parts of Llano County, Gillespie County, and northern Blanco County. And again, we do not have any flood warnings. We do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings. We earlier had a strong storm advisory for the storm moving into Travis County. That is the step below a severe thunderstorm warning where there could be some wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So again, we just want everybody hunkered down indoors. And I know there's so much stuff going on outdoors. I hate that it's synced up with this, but we just don't want anybody out and about with these type of conditions. This is what it looks like live downtown Austin right now. Earlier, I was watching all sorts of lightning. In fact, let's switch this over to the tower cam. All sorts of lightning, but I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing on the radar with the lightning not quite as dense as what we had earlier. This is our tower cam. Again, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot with the heavy rain right now, but we'll hang on for another minute or two and see if we get some lightning there. So overall, we have heavy rain over the metro. It's moving into the Domain right now. The heaviest rain has now moved north of the COTA area, but there's still lightning. The last strike was about 2 miles away. And normally, with these big outdoor sporting events and big outdoor concerts, you need to wait at least 30 minutes from the last lightning strike, and they'll have a set radius that they watch. It's normally somewhere between 5 and 10 miles. So from the last lightning strike, you're going to need at least another 30 minutes for this to move out, and it's probably going to be the same deal for Q2 Stadium. Q2, though, is farther north, so the heavy rain is just now moving into Q2, whereas the heavy rain is now pushing north of the COTA area. By the way, had tons of reports of shelf clouds sent in. Let me pull up. Yeah, I'm still seeing, yeah, you can see it on our tower cam. There's still all sorts of lightning going on right now. I want to show you images of the shelf cloud that was rolling into the Austin area just a bit earlier. We also just got a flood advisory for the hill country. I'll get that to you in just 1 minute. This was the scene here at Q2 Stadium. Tyler Feldman sent this to us, so they have the weather alert there on the big scoreboard in the stadium. Impending weather, they advise everybody get under the concourse. Again, it's just hard to do at these big outdoor stadiums to find room for 30,000 people. I'll go back to the radar and then I'll show you one image of that shelf cloud. I'm going to get that pulled up. I've had a lot of people tweeting these pictures into us, so we appreciate all the reports. Here it is. This is what the shelf cloud looked like moving into San Marcos. Look at that. What happens with these big shelf clouds, you get the gust front to come in. So you get heavy rain, you get rain-cooled air that's pushed out from these storms, and then you get big scary-looking shelf clouds like that. Those move through, and then back behind it, you get into the heavy rain, and that has been the situation today. So this new flood advisory, let me get the latest on this. We'll take it full. This is not for the Austin area. And again, the rain is not necessarily the problem for the soccer game. I know it's not ideal to be standing out there in the rain if you're the fans, but it is the lightning that has put us in the weather delay at Q2 Stadium. But we have seen a decrease in the lightning here over the past 20 to 30 minutes. So here's our flood advisory. This has been issued for Blanco County, northeastern Gillespie County, and Llano County. And it will go until 11:30 as we have heavy downpours over this area. Some of these same areas have already seen several inches of rain over the past few days. In fact, let me pull up some of our LCRA totals. Yeah, those are going to be in excess of 1 to 2 inches over parts of the hill country. Meanwhile, the totals over the metro, let's get zoomed in a little bit farther here. There's a 0.62 down around Sunset Valley in one of our LCRA gauges. These are the radar estimates. We'll pull up some of the numbers, so these are not going to be in gauges, but what the radar is estimating. Upwards of 1.4 inches of rain north of Mustang Ridge, 0.4, 0.3, 0.5. We're looking at anywhere from a quarter inch to an inch plus now over parts of the Austin metro. I'm still seeing lightning on our tower cam and on our Oasis cam, and that is not what we want with these big outdoor events going on right now. For anybody that is wondering, at Q2 Stadium, heavy rain is now moving into that area. So here's the domain. We have heavy rain right now right over the stadium. I'm looking, though, there is not a lot of lightning now. We're going to get the latest snapshot. And what we'll do is we'll trace out the nearest lightning bolt. I'm trying to look closely to make sure we don't miss one. And it looks like it's going to be that one on the north side of Austin. So let's see how far away that is. So from the domain down to this lightning bolt is about 7 miles. And again, the way this works is normally these big outdoor venues will have a radius. A lot of times it's about 10 miles, and when you get lightning in that radius, then they have to go into the weather delay and do their weather protocols, getting everybody out of the stands if they can and into some sort of sheltered area. And then from the last lightning strike, it's normally about a 30-minute wait before they can resume activities. So I just got a notification from my ESPN app that the Austin FC game had been delayed. Trying to see if they, Q2 Stadium, the Twitter account was posting some updates here. Let's try and get this updated for you. The latest that they have is 20 minutes ago. They say kickoff time has been re-estimated to occur approximately 30 minutes after the threat of lightning leaves the safety perimeter. So again, exactly what I was saying. These big venues, they've got a radius that they watch. It's normally about 10 miles. Right now, we have lightning within 7 miles of the stadium, so they're not going to be able to start that countdown clock until we don't have a lightning strike within 10 miles or about 10 miles, depending on the venue. Before we get lightning outside of that radius, and then you got to wait another 30 minutes before you can resume activities. And for a professional sporting event, they're not going to go 30 minutes and then right into the game. They're going to have to do warm-ups. They're going to have to get out in the field and clean things up. So it's probably going to be a while, unfortunately. So let's go back down to COTA and get you updated for folks at the concert there. We have Lonnie, who I believe is performing. I always say that wrong. I believe it L-A-N-Y, Lonnie. They're performing at COTA right now, or they are scheduled to be, but are in a weather delay right now. So let's get you in a little bit closer here. So here's COTA, and we still have a couple lightning strikes that are going to be within, those are probably about 3 to 4 miles away. And it's the same thing with COTA. So Q2 Stadium, COTA, these big outdoor venues, there's the radius. When you have lightning within the radius, they're not going to be able to restart things. They're going to have to wait until lightning has left that radius and then it's going to be about another 30 minutes there. Let me pull up the COTA Twitter account, see what the latest is there. And a big shout out to all these big venues. They're normally very active on Twitter and keeping people safe. Not seeing a updated number from Circuit of the Americas, but again, I'd imagine they are watching that closely. Okay, so let's back out the view. We'll do a big picture look for you, and then we'll talk a little bit about the forecast. I know all the urgency is tonight on all these lightning delays, but we have more heavy rain in the forecast over the next several days. So heavy rain is lifting north and northwest across the area. So for the Austin Metro, look, we'll get in here and eyeball it a little bit. The heaviest rain has already moved out of downtown Austin, or will, here in the next 5 minutes or so. Lightning has really come down in intensity, so it's not as heavy or as dense as what we had earlier. But there is still lightning. There is still some heavy rain to pass through the Round Rock area, but this is moving. So I'm hoping, again, it's going to be a late night at some of these venues, especially Q2, but I'm hoping this can move out. They'll be able to go into that 30-minute area where they wait for the last lightning strike and then get things started again. But for now, it is still lightning and weather delays at all of these venues here across the area. Here's our high-res model. Let's hop into that. When you get these kind of little batches of storms that are quick moving like this, our model doesn't always pick up on it exactly right. But here's what our high-res model is showing. So again, it hasn't initialized perfectly, but as we go later into this evening, the activity will continue to build north and northwest. So as we go into 11 o'clock, here's 11, and especially midnight, we're going to be looking at rain north of Austin and across the hill country and weakening rain. And then beyond midnight, things will be pretty smooth through the rest of the overnight. We'll be in the mid-70s through tomorrow morning, and then we'll get another round of scattered showers and storms that develops for late day tomorrow. Okay, we will go through things one more time. Seeing a few more tweets. See if the band has, they have not put out any information for the tour going on, or for the concert right now at COTA. Again, the general rule, guys, and if you played sports growing up, especially baseball, you know all about this. They wait for the last lightning strike within a radius of normally about 10 miles. And then you got to wait 30 minutes from that last lightning strike. Then you can restart things. And right now, although it is less lightning, we still have lightning out there. So let me circle this again. There is no lightning right now directly over the domain. There is heavy rain right now. But we have this cluster of lightning bolts here. Okay, so that's going to be closer to downtown. And that's still going to be within the radius. So from the domain down to this cluster of lightning, we're still looking at about 7 to 8 miles, which is going to be within that radius where they're not able to do anything. And then with the rain, you know, you can play in light and moderate rain. I don't know, though, that in torrential rain, they're going to want to get the players and everything back out there. Go to the National Weather Service chat. So here's a note from the National Weather Service. Again, this is right on cue with what we've been talking about. They're saying lightning activity has trended downward in the last 5 to 10 minutes, but still occasional lightning strikes expected. I think that is right on the money. So hopefully that trend continues and the lightning continues to become less widespread and we can get out of the lightning delays at these outdoor venues. I'm afraid it's still not going to be a great night. You know, you're going to have wet bleachers, and for the domain, you're still going to have heavy rain for at least another 20, 30 minutes probably. But hopefully we can at least get the lightning, and that makes things a little bit safe as the crews are going to get back out and about and try and get the facilities ready to resume things. By the way, rain-cooled air now down to 71 degrees, so if they're able to get this game started and get the concert started, hey, it'll be a cool evening for it now that we have this rain-cooled air that's moved in. Okay, we will run through this one more time and then we'll leave you with the radar stream here. I'm going to pull up our stream, see if we have any additional comments going on right now. Again, if you are watching right now, if you are at COTA, if you are at Q2 Stadium, We have heavy rain right now that is over Q2 Stadium. The rain is starting to be a little bit lighter now. The rain is starting to be a little bit lighter now around COTA, but we still have lightning bolts that are about 4 miles outside of the COTA premises there. So until we get that farther away, each venue kind of has their own radius. Normally it's around 10 miles or so. Until we get that lightning to quiet down, we're not going to be able to get things resumed here. Got the stream pulled up. Terry says raining in North Austin. Sure is. Lots of thunder and lightning in the Del Valle area near COTA. Absolutely, and that is where a lot of our eyeballs are with the Lonnie concert that is scheduled to go on there tonight. Lisa says, so nothing severe, just rain and thunder. Correct. Again, there is no severe weather. We have lots of heavy rain. Earlier we had lots of lightning, but the lightning is now a little bit less intense than what we had earlier. It's not severe, but this is causing all sorts of issues with the soccer game for Austin FC taking on Portland. They're trying to clinch a playoff berth here for the first time. That is in a lightning weather delay right now, and then we have a big concert going on at COTA that is also in a lightning delay. I have traffic monitors here and our Oasis cam just off on the peripheral of my view, and still every couple of minutes I'm seeing big lightning there. In fact, let's get you a live view at our Oasis cam. This is our tower cam. The Oasis cam right now is where I'm seeing a lot of that lightning. Let me switch over to that. And right on cue, there's the lightning. That is out over Lake Travis. And again, as this activity is moving northwest, that's going to be the focus. So we're going to get into, right now, we've got heavy rain over the domain, over Q2. Wow, look at all that lightning. That's going to keep moving north metro, northwestern metro, and then keep lifting northwest. And then we're going to start to see things dry out here, but it's probably going to be another 20, 30 minutes before that takes place for parts of the metro. And then beyond just getting the rain out of here, it's all about the lightning for these outdoor venues. They've got a radius. It's normally around 10 miles or so, and they have to wait 30 minutes from the last lightning strike before they're able to get things going again, and that's going to be the dilemma that we are facing. Okay, good news. All right, we're going to take the latest snapshot here. Let's see where the closest lightning is for COTA, because it is farther away. So I think the closest, I'm going to circle this for you, the closest cluster of lightning that we have right now is going to be up here on the east side of downtown Austin. That is probably still within the radius. We'll draw it out for you, though. So that's close. Okay, so now we've got lightning. That's about 10 miles, and each venue has their own, radius. Oh, by the way, just saw a report here. ABIA at the airport had a peak wind gust of 41 miles per hour as those storms blew in. Again, so the radius, depending on the venue, I don't know what their procedure is at COTA, but a lot of times that's around 10 miles or so. There's lightning that is now moving farther away from COTA. So hopefully, as these storms continue to move to the northwest, we get the lightning farther away, and they're able to get that last strike in. And then you normally got to wait about 30 minutes, then they resume activities. But the lightning is moving farther away from COTA right now. So if you are hunkered down somewhere in the concert center there at COTA, hoping to see Lonnie. Can somebody let me know in the chat, by the way, if I'm saying that correctly? I never know with that group. The lightning is moving farther away, so hopefully they're able to get that farther away, get things regrouped, and be okay to get things resumed. So now let's talk about the domain, because it's going to be a little bit of a different deal. COTA, obviously on the southeast side of town, the rain and the lightning is moving out of there sooner. Around the domain, there is not currently. Let's see, this is going to be the closest lightning strike to the domain, and this is pretty close to us here at KVUE. So this lightning bolt right here, that is west of Camp Mabry, it is now about 4 miles about 4 or 5 miles south of the domain. Again, that's still going to be too close, so that's not going to help things until we get that outside of at least a 10-mile radius probably. We're not going to be able to get things going again. Okay, I'm just trying to keep tabs on the Q2 Stadium Twitter account. They're pretty good with updates here. Last update from them. Here, I'll get this pulled up so that you guys can see the information that they're tweeting out. Their Twitter account is pretty proactive here. And I still see lightning from our Oasis cam. So although the lightning is coming down in intensity, we still have lightning out there. We still got to take it seriously. Okay, let's get you pulled over to this. So Q2 Stadium Twitter account, they've got this thread going. So due to the weather in the area, please seek shelter inside Q2 Stadium under the canopy or stay inside. You know, it's always tricky with these big stadiums to find room for everybody when you got over 20,000 people there. They say our on-site meteorologist continues to monitor the threat of lightning within our safety perimeter. Like we were talking about, each venue, they've got a perimeter that they watch. A lot of times that's around 10 miles. Sometimes it can be lower. To monitor the threat for lightning within our perimeter and present weather patterns to estimate the threat of lightning within our perimeter between 9 and 9:45 p.m. Big clap of thunder here over the stadium. So they tweeted this 40 minutes ago. Kickoff time has been re-estimated to occur approximately 30 minutes after the threat of lightning leaves the safety perimeter. So again, exactly what we're saying. They've got a perimeter that they watch, and if you've got lightning within that radius, especially within a 10-mile radius, they're not going to be able to get things going. And right now, we do have lightning that is within that radius for North Austin, but we are seeing the rain get farther away from COTA. So COTA is going to be the first venue here across the metro that gets, hopefully, out of the lightning protocol. Now, there is still some rain down there, so I'm not saying it's going to be a great evening to get out there and stand and watch a show, but you know, hopefully they can get things dried off there. But this is the cluster of lightning that is between now the Domain and North Austin and downtown Austin. This is around Camp Mabry. It's pretty close to us here at the station. I'm hearing the claps of thunder. I'm seeing some folks tweeting about the situation at Q2. They're saying it's not even raining. This was before the rain moved in. Again, it is not about the rain for the most part. Now, they don't want to play, you know, these professional sporting events in terrible conditions where the players are going to get hurt. They don't want that. It is mainly about the lightning and the safety of everybody in attendance there. So that is what causes the delays. So until we get lightning out of that radius, we are not going to be able to resume things here. Troy Kimmel is actually, so I'm looking at this in our National Weather Service chat. Troy Kimmel is the on-site meteorologist there. He has worked in media and done all sorts of stuff here around the Austin Metro. He is a fantastic meteorologist. He's been assessing things there. And he, again, has to wait until lightning leaves that perimeter. Okay, it's Lonnie. Lisa, thank you. I appreciate that. I've listened to a few of their songs. I just never knew if I was saying it right. How long is this staying around? Okay, so again, we have the heavy rain that is now lifting north out of our area, or out of the Austin metro. So for COTA, lightning has left the area. I would say that here, as this continues to move north, let's do one more scan for you. I would say here pretty shortly, if not already, they're going to be out of the range where they have to be in lightning delay. Now things are going to be wet. I don't know what the band wants to do. I don't know what, you know, they want to do at the facility, if they have to set speakers and all that. You know, they don't want electrical stuff out in the rain, out in the wet weather. But the lightning is moving farther away. Okay, so here is the nearest. This is the nearest lightning bolt right there. See how far away that is. We're looking at right at about 10 miles. Again, once we get out of that 10-mile radius, things, hopefully they can start to get back out and maybe they'll be able to resume the show. You know, it's only 8:50. I think it was scheduled to start at 8. You know, hopefully they can just push things back a little bit and folks are still there, but just an unfortunate deal. Again, we know with the drought how badly we need the rain. It's just not great that we get it synced up, especially the lightning with a lot of these events going on. And unfortunately, I think this might be the same kind of deal as we get into Saturday. We've got UT kicking off the season at DKR 7 p.m. Saturday. I think we're going to have some rain and storms around Saturday as well. Okay, so the Domain, all right, we got a lightning strike, a new lightning strike that is essentially right over the Domain and that is not what you want to see. Again, that lightning strike means add another 30 minutes to the clock from the last lightning strike within their safety radius. You got to wait another 30 minutes. So we have rain that is near, or lightning that is near the Arboretum. That is going to be just a mile or two away from the domain. Yep, that is about a mile. So that is going to keep things in a lightning delay. Okay, seeing some questions about the hill country. Again, I don't want to forget about anybody. We don't have any severe weather ongoing. We just want to make sure everybody that is at some of these big outdoor gatherings, I want to make sure they're all updated as those are in lightning delay right now. But this is all sorts of heavy rain right now. Fredericksburg into Round Mountain, southern Llano County, southern Burnett County right now. And we also have a flood advisory that's been issued for these areas in the green. Get that pulled up for you. So this is going to be Blanco, Gillespie, Llano County until 11:30. Just got another clap of thunder here at the TV station. This is going to go until 11:30, where there could be some minor flooding. Again, the flood advisory is not a flood warning. This is a step down below it. So when you get, say, 1 to 3 inches of rain that's fallen on top of saturated ground and another 1 to 3 possible, that is giving us some concern for minor flooding across the hill country this evening. Okay. Lightning and thunder here in downtown Pflugerville. Wouldn't hate a little more rain. Again, the rain we want. We want the rain. We don't want the lightning delays for these big outdoor events. We just want to make sure everybody stays safe. Again, it's just tough when you're at a venue like Q2 Stadium, and I know the folks there, they have a plan and they do the best that they can, but when you have 20,000 people in a small confined area, it's tough to find shelter for everybody. Okay, one last look for you, and then I'm going to, we'll end the stream here, and we're going to have a full update of your forecast coming up at 10 o'clock rather on KVUE, so that's going to be about an hour from now. And we'll keep you updated on Twitter and on Facebook with the lightning delays. Latest that we have, Q2 Stadium, there's a lightning strike that's right over the stadium, certainly still a lightning delay for at least another 30 minutes. It's probably going to be another 20 to 30 minutes before the lightning leaves that area, and then add 30 minutes to that. So I would say, again, I'm just kind of making a rough estimate here. You know, I'm not the on-site meteorologist, but I would say the earliest that we're looking at here is 10 p.m. to start that game. So I don't know what the procedure is there, if they move it over to another day, if they cancel it, they do a forfeit. But I would say it's going to be at least another hour at the earliest. Give it another 30, 40 minutes for the rain and lightning to end, and then you got to wait another 30 minutes after that. So an hour, it's a more realistic estimate is probably about an hour, hour and a half from now. For COTA, though, the lightning is moving away, so lightning should be getting out of that radius for the COTA area. There is still some rain down there, but you know, depending on how, if it's light enough rain, they can still get out and perform sometimes. So we'll have to wait and see what the officials decide there. Okay, I'm going to leave you. For the folks on the digital team running the stream, we can cut this. We'll have a full update for you coming up in just about an hour on KVUE. Again, stay tuned to us on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll keep you updated with all the latest as we hear it from COTA officials and from folks at Q2 Stadium. If you're watching us across the hill country, we do have some heavy rain and some lightning. That could cause some minor flooding issues, especially over Gillespie, Llano, Blanco, and Burnett counties. We'll be watching that for you through the rest of this evening, and we'll have more updates for you. All right, we'll let you go. Have a good night.